As a quick side note before this video begins, all legal documentation that is being referenced and shown on screen is also going to be housed on a public Google Drive folder that I own. So if it's going too fast or you can't read it or you want to read it more in depth, you'll be able to access those at the links below in the description. Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. Fair warning, today's video contains no grass mowing. It is going to be fairly long, fairly drawn out, and fairly technical, since there could be some legal matters at play. In August 2021, I created a title called The Big Problem with Alpha Motors Alpha Wolf Electric Truck. Now, this video, which was just shy of 10 minutes, cited some of the biggest issues I saw with Alpha Motors and their product, the Alpha Wolf electric truck. If there are times it seems like I have an axe to grind against this specific company, keep in mind the fact that we live in a world where an electric vehicle manufacturer took one of their models, pushed it down a hill, filmed that, and then put that out as proof that they had a working electric vehicle, right? And when they were called on it, do you know what they said? Oh, well, we never claimed that that vehicle was moving under its own power. Hand to God, that was their response. So that's one thing. You better believe that electric truck manufacturers are going to, at least for me, get a little bit more scrutiny than someone who's been around like Chevy for 100 years or however long it's been. The other thing is, in their response to my videos, they have never been anything but aggressive, litigious. They have never addressed my core complaints. Instead, the story keeps changing so they can try and say, oh, well, this is the bad thing Brad's doing. And then when that doesn't stick, they say, oh, well, no, this is the bad thing that Brad's doing. So again, even to this point, I still have nothing personal against this company. It's just now I'm forced to make a reply because the legal action that it looks like they're gearing up for means that if I don't, I might be in some trouble. So this video, unfortunately, is just going to have to be me proving why the things I said are not bad things. They're observations that are well-founded and grounded, if I can say that, since it rhymes. That might sound good in a courtroom as an opening statement. So this whole thing was spurred on when Alpha Motors released a vehicle of their Alpha Wolf electric truck. It's a gorgeous rendering of a truck that I would love to own and drive. I really hope that electric work trucks can get to the point where they are economically feasible, and that's why I'm interested in this whole topic to begin with. I highlighted quite a few issues. The main one is that Alpha Motors, at the time, they never addressed how they're actually going to make this vehicle. All they did, and even right now, I think they're up to like 13 different model vehicles that they have, but all they are computer-generated renderings. So there's no actual real vehicle. There is one, I believe it's a model, I don't think I'm wrong using that term, that's on display at an LA car show somewhere, but that's not a fully functioning vehicle from what I understand. It's more of a shell, a model that just sits there and looks pretty. It has wheels on it, but I don't think it could drive under its own power. That's one of the issues. Another was that they are passing a building off as their own that is not. So now we're taking a look at the video that they just released today. What you'll first notice is that we open on a scene of Alpha Motor Corporation Wolf Electric Truck unveiling, Irvine, California. There is nowhere that indicates that this is actually at their headquarters or their location in Irvine, California. Look at how quickly they get rid of this shot. That wasn't even a full second. Not even a full second, and they're already off of this shot. And so indulge me a little bit more. So when we Google Alpha Motor Corporation, we find that they are at 530 Technology Drive, Suite 100 here in Irvine, California. This is what that building looks like, 530. Basically an office rental spot. This complex of 4 buildings, 1, 2, 3, and there's another one behind it. They all pretty much look the same, right? These mirrored glass finishes. Here you can see this building looks the same from now 3 sides. This building, if we head down the road a little bit more, we see again there 3 sides. So it's all flat front glass building. It doesn't match this facility here. So right off the bat, you're showing me some stock footage of some place that doesn't exist. Or it exists, obviously, but it's not where you're doing your manufacturing out of, or I don't think you're doing any manufacturing yet. Funny enough, I had a viewer reach out to me via email and say, hey, I saw this video, I think you're right. This is the building that they're using, and they just cropped out the owner's name. So that's wild. I also didn't love the fact that they used marketers who posed as employees. They never said they were employees, but I think most people watching the video would think they were in some way employed by that company other than to just make a marketing video. So now these two gentlemen, they introduce themselves. Actually, they don't introduce themselves, and that's the second issue. Basically what they say is, welcome to Alpha Motor for the unveiling of this Alpha Wolf truck. When we look up these fellas, Joshua Boyd and Jay Lejewski, I apologize if I said that wrong, Jay. Keep in mind, you don't see any headers about their positions in the company, right? These aren't the CEO and the chief engineering head. This is just Joshua and Jay. When we look them up, we actually find they have nothing to do with Alpha Wolf aside from they co-own an advertising firm together that Alpha Wolf is using for this promotional video. All that to say, I made that video to point out some of the issues, so if anyone was searching for that company, they would at least know these things going into it. So imagine my surprise when on Tuesday, March the 29th, I got a notice from YouTube that Edward Yoon Lee, who's the CEO of Alpha Motor Corporation, did a copyright takedown. He tried to have YouTube take down my video, which at the time, I don't even think had 10,000 views. So this is another part of why I'm making this video, is that this company, it's strange that they would choose this hill to die on, because a video with 9,000 views on YouTube is nothing. My cat's giving me some attention here. A video with 9,000 views, let it go. That means nobody cares. I think now the video's at 13,000, but 13,000, nobody cares about this video. The only thing that a copyright takedown could do is make more content about it. I thought about doing that, the end of March when I got this, and I said, you know what? Mr. Lee, he shot his shot. He tried to have it took down. YouTube actually backed me up. We're going to talk about some of the things that they said the issues were, but YouTube said, no, this isn't something we have to take down. So I appreciate YouTube standing by their fair use policy. Here's some of the issues, and I think their main tactic against me moving forward if they do pursue legal action is this, that on the bottom of their website footer, it says, all media content provided on this website is property of Alpha Motor Corporation and cannot be used without its express prior written permission. So basically they're saying everything on our website is ours and you aren't allowed to use it. And I'll have to double check, but in that video, I don't think I went on their website. I think everything I got was off of YouTube. So that puts me under a little bit of an umbrella of protection because I didn't use any assets that weren't on YouTube. YouTube took that initial request and said, we remain concerned that your copyright notification is not valid for all, some or all the videos identified in your notification. As a result, the content will remain live on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate that. So like I said, this was March 29th. I got this email. My gut instinct was, let's gear up for war. And I was like, no, this is the CEO of a company. He's doing what he can to protect image. I raised valid points. He didn't want to address any of them. He just wanted it taken down. He tried, he failed. Let's move on with our lives. As you can tell, that's not where we're at today. The issues he had, aside from me using his logos in the video, this clip where I talk about his employees. So here is Mr. Joshua Boyd. He's the co-owner and founder at Advanced Placement. There seems to be something with specialty coffee, Tuning Fork Consulting, that he does down here at the bottom. Starting in January 2018, he co-owner founded Advanced Placement, disrupting the world of events and promotions. Growing companies can't spend massive marketing budgets. We find more meaningful and engaging ways to connect with the consumer. They are simply a marketing firm. They have nothing to do with Alpha Wolf. They are not employed by Alpha Wolf. Jay's profile, again, co-owner founder at Advanced Placement LLC. Again, big coffee guy. I'm going to tell you their whole history. I'm piecing it all together here. They both have a love of coffee, and they stumbled into one another at some Portland craft brew coffee tasting contest party, and they hit it off. So he was hired on. I don't know. So obviously nothing against these two guys, but I do feel like it's extremely disingenuous to bring them out without saying, these are just marketers, they have nothing to do with the company, and you're under the impression that they work for Alpha Motor. That part he didn't like. Employees of Alpha Motor Corporation are being portrayed in this video. No such model release was permitted to Copper Creek Cut's lawn care channel to use footage of personnel of Alpha Motor Corporation. Again, that's not how fair use on YouTube works. If it's on YouTube, I don't have to get somebody's permission. Furthermore, Copper Creek Cut's lawn care channel, say that 5 times fast, states and spreads false information to YouTube viewers that these individuals are not employees of Alpha Motor Corporation. Mr. Lee, you done goofed. Could we please bring up the LinkedIn profiles of these two gentlemen to find out when they started working for Alpha Motor Corporation? Again, keep in mind I made this video in August 2021. Here's one gentleman. His bio says he doesn't start working for them until September. The other gentleman, his says he doesn't start working for them until October. So to sum up, in August I said, these gentlemen don't work for Alpha Motor Corporation, and Alpha Motor Corporation in March says, he lied about that, they do work for us. And then the gentleman in question, when I look at their LinkedIn profiles, started working in September and October. I am by no means a strong mathematician, but I do know the math on that does not add up. Another issue that I have with this company and how it responds to me is that they never address the real issues, right? How easy would it have been to say, well, Brad said we don't have a manufacturing facility, but we do. Brad said we don't have any infrastructure in place, but he's wrong. Brad said we used a building that wasn't ours to film in front of, and that's not right. Here's the ownership proof. Brad said we were powering our model with a 12-volt electric cable, and that's not right. They never said any of that. All they do is go off of these technicalities of, you used an image without our permission and it needs to come down. Maybe that's not the tone that they used whenever they said that. Maybe it is, I don't know. The only fact that he did address in this copyright takedown was that those gentlemen, they were employees. And I want to be very careful, because if this does turn into legal action, I don't want to say someone's lying, right? But either Mr. Lee, you are incorrect that these gentlemen were employed by you in August when I made that video, or those two gentlemen cannot remember accurately when they started working for Alpha Motor Corporation. One of those two has to be true. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, it is. I'm already practicing my courtroom speeches. I just wanted to leave it alone. You know, giving Mr. Lee the benefit of the doubt, maybe he's catching some flack for this on whatever investors he has, or if he's got a board, something like that. So he might just have to be doing something. He tried, he failed. That's going to be the end of the story. Until last night, actually this morning, Thursday, September 1st at 2:08 a.m. And this is a full-blown legal email. To be completely honest, what it looks like to me is an email that attempts to look as close to suing someone as possible, but does not actually have any teeth in it. They are claiming so many wild things against me, and again, none of them have anything to do with the criticisms that I leveled at them. They claim the video breaks YouTube policies. Well, YouTube themselves say it doesn't, so can we just throw that one out? Another thing they say is that I did all of this to get negative feedback against. Here's one of the funny things. They actually cite a comment of mine. This is a comment to a guy I individually know. I would call us good acquaintances. We've met in real life several times. We've worked together for several years. And so jokingly, he said something about them blocking my comment, and writing back, I said, they'll rue the day. And so they are taking that, they are taking that comment and using it as evidence against me that, look, Brad was trying to foment bad attitudes towards Alpha Motor Corporation. I couldn't care less about you guys as a company, aside from the fact that you're making some claims that I think are not entirely factual, or at the very best misleading. Another thing that they say, I really like this one. This video was mentioned in business meetings and business partners on multiple occasions. It's caused interference in and posed irreparable damage to their business. The total loss in time and labor spent by Alpha Motors related to this video is currently being recorded, has been and is. There's a couple of points to bring up here. One, if you are spending this much time on a video with 13,000 views, you either do not know how to manage your time well, this should not be on your radar, this should not be in board meetings, or you really don't have anything better to do with your time, in which case your business is not one that folks need to be investing in. Now, they do give me quite a bit of credit here, and thank you, Alpha Motors Corporation. CCC video has been published to potentially more than 2.6 billion YouTube active users. So, you hear that, Ma? You thought your boy would never amount to anything mowing grass, but actually, I'm just kidding. She doesn't think that. But for the sake of the bit, let's go with it. But I'm in front of 2.6 billion users with my video that only has 13,000 views. See, this is the kind of stuff where they keep moving the goalposts of what I've done wrong, and they're so outlandish. Like, why are you even bringing up the 2.6 billion monthly users when you know only 13,000 people have seen it? CCC video continues to be viewed at an exponential rate. I don't believe you know what exponential means. CCC video is used for monetary gain to channel beneficiary and advertise with join this channel to get access to perks. As is every single video of the 600 I have loaded on my channel. Yours is not special. So here's another one where they try and say that I said something bad. As a direct example, but not limited to such example of false information about Alpha Motor Corporation, to which I blah, 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 blah. That's kind of a red flag right off the bat if this brand new company is already censoring certain viewpoints about, well, I hope this is real. Anybody can just make, these CGI renders and say, yeah, we've got a great looking vehicle coming down the pipeline. You should go ahead and invest it, reserve for $100. And if they get 100,000 people that reserve them, they just made $1 million, right? For not even having anything. Wait, is the math on that right? 100,000 times 100. 10 million? They made 10 million. That's even worse. At no point in time of Alpha Motor Corporation's establishment has the company accepted any monies related to reservation of its vehicle by the public. Well, it's a good thing I posed it as a hypothetical and didn't say you did it. It's like they're just bringing up things to try and make it look like I've done something wrong, which I absolutely have not. Immediately upon receipt of this notification, remove any and all, basically everything, A response of compliance is requested by September 1st, 2022, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, with respect, Mr. Lee and Alpha Motors, I appreciate you sending this out. I would like the permission to give you my response via my 2021 gas-guzzling Chevy 2500.
No.